You're listening to Heroes in the Moment.
What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
Today, the Peacemaker finale.
The finale!
So, it definitely exceeded my expectations.
I'm glad to hear that.
It did.
I really am.
It was fantastic, I will say.
That pleases me to hear, because I know that this hasn't been your cup of tea.
It hasn't.
But
it's still not.
Hearing you say that about the finale warms me to my very soul.
It does, and I do think it's definitely my favorite episode for sure. I would consider it. I mean, it was so good from start to finish.
It wrapped it up really well.
It did. The comedy was good. The action was good. The seriousness of it was good.
Yeah.
It had some feels, you know?
It was great, but I almost feel like it was wrapped up too well to the sense of like, it didn't lead. Because we know there's a second season coming, so.
That is one thing is I feel like it should have had like, even the end credit scene didn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. Hopefully,
but,
like there is one scene in particular that it could have easily set up something, but they just didn't. Yeah. So that was unfortunate.
And I don't think it took away anything from the episode, but I feel like James Gunn could have like left a lot more people in suspense.
Maybe they didn't know if he would get approved for another season.
Gotcha.
And he just wanted to finish
left it there.
And just in case it left room for possibilities, but you know, he didn't want to just like overboard it just in case he didn't get renewed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going with. All right, so we got to talk about it. So we'll just go into real quick. If you guys want to stay tuned at the end, we're gonna have a little fun little game interactive you guys can be involved with, and some very cool stuff. So stay with us. So first off, we're just gonna start off with the biggest and best part of the episode and the biggest reveal: the flippin' Justice League.
Bro, the Justice League.
I did not think there was any way,
dude. I thought there's no way, bro.
No, I didn't think
this is like
any
a
way.
lower budget, HBO Max original.
Right.
There's no way that they're gonna pull in the big actors.
Exactly. And even that, like even just showing them, I didn't think that they like some of them would actually be there.
Yeah.
Like flipping Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller were there.
At first, I was like, no way. Then I saw the shadows. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just gonna be shadows.
Right.
Just gonna be,
that's what I was thinking.
Zooms in. Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller, bro.
Right there. And I know they couldn't get Gal Gadot and then of course Henry Cavill with all that stuff, but like it still shows Superman, so Henry Cavill, you know.
Dude, I hope so. I know it was his shadow. So
right.
I really hope, man.
I really, really hope so. Even though poor Batman was left out.
Yeah, and Cyborg.
Well, Cyborg's done. Like he's not going to show up again in the DCEU. So we'll see it because Ray Fisher, he's done.
He's done.
Yeah, he's done. So, and then Batman, the whole thing with like Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton and stuff, and the switching over and all this stuff. So
sus.
It is sus. So we'll see what happens. Though.
That part was crazy.
It was great. Like I wasn't expecting that at all, and then I wasn't even more so expecting them to actually have lines. I
know. And then they started like talking.
Yeah, and had it. Okay, the interaction though, it was hilarious. It was so funny, but I never in my life thought I would ever see Aquaman say the F word, and I'm kind of disappointed that he did.
Talking about like the fish,
right?
It seems like I know that's something Peacemaker would say,
right?
But it seems like it would Peacemaker.
It seemed a little bit too forced there, just for him to say it.
I would say that's just James Gunn,
right?
Like
I think it'd been cooler if he's like, "I'm tired of that rumor," and then Barry was like, instead of just saying, "I'm, effing tired," and it would have been better. So Barry's line was hilarious though. Love that. It was so funny. It's like, it's not a rumor.
It's not a rumor.
he's like Barry. He could have just like punched Barry, but I mean. It just doesn't feel right coming out of like a character like that's mouth.
Yeah.
Peacemaker, sure. Like Vigilante, sure. And all these other characters, but Aquaman, it just doesn't feel right. And plus, Aquaman, out of all of them, is probably the most family friendly. So it is pretty weird that would happen. But I guess their argument is this is a TVMA show. This is the only opportunity they'll ever get to see that because there's no way they're going to make like a rated R Justice League or Aquaman show or anything. So I will okay it for now just because at least we got them in it.
Dude, I love that Peacemaker kind of kept the same energy because the whole show he's been like making fun of the Justice League and just basically
he made fun of literally every single one of them.
Yeah, but dude, that scene is so emotional, right? As he's carrying Harcourt's body and they arrive and like how often do you see like the Justice League just like show up,
dude?
And everything's
and they're
done.
late.
And and there's just dead bodies lying
to be
everywhere.
fair, if they would have showed up, the butterflies would have stood no chance. So
no, they just
Superman could have easily just went right through the cow and done. You know? But it's funny.
That was cool. They didn't rely on that.
I know.
See, if that was Star Wars, They would have brought the Justice League in for like 3 episodes to somehow fight the cow, and then Peacemaker would.
But it would have definitely been a service to the fans.
It would have been fire, but
I wouldn't. I just don't want to like them to lower the live action Justice League so down to a show.
I know, but I do love that they didn't take anything away from Peacemaker.
I agree
with that scene. You know,
it was great, and it was greatly illustrated, and it was perfectly done. And also, props to Marvel for like allowing this scene to happen.
Thanks, Marvel.
Thanks, Marvel, because like James Gunn literally filmed the scenes with Ezra Miller on the set of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. How crazy!
That's crazy,
because
dude.
Apparently, Ezra Miller is a fan of James Gunn.
Yeah,
and he asked him, he was like, "Hey man, would you want to do this?" And he was like, "Yeah." So.
Really?
That's what happened, yeah.
He's like, dude, no way, bro.
So that's what happened. So that's pretty dope.
Marvel's like, oh, yeah, by the way, you're such a good director. Just pull in your actors for your HBO stuff.
And out of all the characters, like those two make the most sense of appearing. Just like Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller. Just because it's like they really love their characters.
I guess Gal Gadot's probably busy filming Death on the Nile. And
probably.
Cavill's probably for like filming Witcher or something like that.
And plus Cavill, he probably, just because of the whole thing with DC, it's just kind of like sussy.
Yeah,
even though Cavill would do it.
Sussy.
But,
very sussy.
And he may have had a mustache too at the time.
A mustache. Dude, mustache, Superman.
Henry Cavill mustache. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's continue with the actual episode. So first off, we got them coming in and trying to devise this plan of how to destroy the cow and the rest of the butterflies so they don't take over the world. And of course, Peacemaker has all his helmets, and they're devising this plan with the Shockwave helmet, right?
Bro, that's a genius idea.
It was great, yeah.
Genius.
It was a great idea.
That try to get Eagly
to land, and he just drops it. Like, no, Eagly!
I knew he couldn't understand what you're saying.
It's funny though. Oh my goodness, I love that scene. And then when the anti-gravity helmet, and then Vigilante could easily just like caught it and be like, guys.
Vigilante just like watched
he was like,
go to the sky.
He was like dumbfounded. He was like, guys, it's floating. I'm surprised Peacemaker didn't go, catch it.
Yeah. He goes, did you activate? And did you say
activate
anti?
And she's like, maybe, I don't know. I didn't know it was that voice sensitive. That was funny. All right, and then we have they elect Economos, right, to go in undercover as a butterfly to try to do that.
Hilarious.
Dude, poor guy. He did not want to do it.
I feel so bad because he's like the tech guy, the guy in the chair.
He was the only guy could do it, though.
But throughout the whole series, they've been making him just do stuff he wouldn't normally do.
He wouldn't normally do, which is kind of cool too. At the same time. It really shows like anybody can do anything under pressure, you know? So
dude, I was stressing out when he was stressing up.
So stressed out. I was like, he better not die. He better not die. He better not die.
I thought he was gonna
I did too.
die,
I was straight up was like, oh my god. And when guys the butterfly caught him, I was like,
dude, I was freaking out.
But then he went down and as soon as he got in the barn, he just pukes everywhere. Poor guy.
We gotta talk about the whole dye beard.
Right.
Scene.
Well, first he runs out after seeing the cow, right?
He just
is like, I ain't doing it. He drops it, just goes. But then the one dude, detective, is like, what happened to your beard?
He's like, what's wrong? He's like, what's up with your beard?
Right. What happened to your the host's beard? And then he goes into this really emotional point of view. He didn't have to say all that. That's one thing. Is it didn't fit. Because he could have easily been like, I dye my beard, and then went on. But
yeah, I like how James Gunn gave us the insight into his securities, and where they came from.
Right.
But at the same time, wouldn't the butterflies be suspicious if they're they're focused, they're trying to teleport their cow?
Yeah.
And he's just talking for a minute about his beard
and he was getting a little bit emotional too.
And butterflies wouldn't
I felt they would have sniffed that out.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, I'm so surprised they can't recognize each other when they're in bodies. I
feel like they should. You know?
They should. I mean, it wouldn't be a great. It'd be hard to explain. Trying to sneak in if they can notice each other. But can you not tell one of your own?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like they should definitely be able to tell.
I mean, that scene was it was over the top, but I enjoyed it.
It was.
I kind of started tearing up too.
Right. And then when they all realized and started chasing after him, I also got nervous too because I thought he was gonna die.
Because he's big and he can't run that fast.
No, but thankfully they start shockwaving and then it blows up.
Dude, I thought they were gonna literally rip him apart.
That's what I was gonna happen.
I was like, no!
I thought he was dead.
I was screaming Economos.
I was like,
from
no,
my bedroom.
Economos, don't die. It was so sad. And then they start blowing up the barn with all and the other butterflies there.
What was dumb though is Adebayo dropping. That thing doesn't make any sense.
No,
because now we know she had been trained.
Right.
How did
and she was like,
she wouldn't be dropping it at the one time she needs it and digging around for it.
I guess James Gunn's point of view on that aspect was to get our hearts pumping. He wanted our hearts pumping.
I know he wanted the suspense, but I feel like should have been something a little more realistic.
Yeah,
than
I
out of
agree.
bio
I agree.
dropping it.
I definitely do agree. And then we get this dope scene of Peacemaker, Vigilante, and Harcourt playing with the song in the background.
Yes,
with
dude,
our,
I want to taste it.
That was amazing. The whole time I was dancing, I was like, yeah.
Doing the Peacemaker
I was doing the Peacemaker dance. And
and
I was like, yeah, and they were wrecking people. Dude,
listen, that scene, bro, was probably my favorite scene in the show.
Yeah, that was
the
definitely.
way it was shot.
I agree.
Just them three walking up and all the butterflies coming at him,
Oh,
bro.
yeah. That was my. I agree. Aside from the Justice League, that was my favorite part of the entire
scene was
show.
Beautiful.
It was great. And the Peacemaker shield, dude,
that shit,
wrecking.
bro. What he like threw his shield in the air and then like shot it with a bullet and like
and that scene was pretty gory too. Like it had some gore, so
dude,
but it was great,
man.
And the song in the background, everything was great. And then we see Chris going underground to try to go against the butterfly.
Yeah,
and then sadly Vigilante gets shot, and then Harcourt got shot.
I thought they both died initially.
I didn't think Vigilante was dead. I thought he just got hurt. And Harcourt though, like the way they zoomed around her, she started blood gurgling. Dude, I started crying. Like, legit, I was crying. I
started tearing
I
up.
didn't, like, as much as I didn't like this show, I really could not believe how much, like, I've become emotionally tied to it, even though I liked it, to especially, like, Harcourt, because I was like, holy crap, I actually like her. That's why I'm actually crying.
Yeah, listen, James Gunn did a beautiful job of building up her character.
Definitely.
But I know they focus on her a lot more. But I thought Vigilante got, like, shot in the back, and he was just going to collapse. I was like, no. And then Harcourt went down, and dude, it was so emotional. It was so beautiful, the shot, but like, man.
And then Chris gets captured, or gets like, not captured, but like gets the rubble, landed on him. And then Adebayo shows him. She's like, let's go. And she's like, no. And she's like, got the 2 Glocks. And she's like,
listen, that was because they hinted that she, like she could she was more than capable of handling herself. Right. Bro, she just runs in there with like her 2 pistols.
She was going at it.
And annihilates
and the
all
scene
the
when she like gets the butterflies, it's going into Harcourt's mouth and pulls it out, shoots it.
Yes.
That was great.
I thought Harcourt was going to die there too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I thought it was about to enter.
Everybody was going to die except Peacemaker.
That's what I was thinking.
For another season.
And that would be terrible. It's kind of like the Squid Game vibes. Like everybody,
they killed off
everybody but the main character.
Well, I guess Squid Game is different. Well, maybe it's not different in that sense, but that guy only planned on like a 1-season thing.
That's
like
true.
He had no need. He just brought in these characters. Right. Everyone loved him, then he killed them. But
plus, I think the detective's still alive. But that's a story for another day.
Really?
I do think he's still alive. Anyway,
but he's still dead technically.
Dead.
Butterfly.
Wait, not that detective. I meant Squid Game detective.
Oh, yeah, bro. Of course, he's alive.
He's definitely alive.
He just fell off a cliff.
Yeah,
he's fine.
All right. Anyway, back to Peacemaker. But that scene with Adebayo was like going out, and she's like, "Go help Chris." So she went down to help him, and they were going through the rubble. And the butterflies have this real big moment with Chris, telling him what they're actually here for. What do you think about that?
I kind of started sympathizing with them. I knew they were still bad, right?
Oh yeah.
Murder is a bad thing.
Oh, definitely.
Hear me out. I do not support murder.
Definitely not. Not in this podcast.
We don't do that. But their reasons were pretty good. In their minds, well, I mean,
in their minds, they were saving the civilization.
Yeah, because they saw in Earth like the beginning stages of what led to their planet's downfall.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So kind of like a Thanos
but
situation.
Then again,
doing
taking
evil
over,
to do good.
But then again, their idea was to take over all the human minds, essentially kill them all off anyway. So like,
yeah, see that. Are they even that much butterflies to take over like 7 billion people?
Probably not, but I don't know. There could be. Oh, then again, like insects,
like terrible. They're committing mass murder.
They are very, very, very bad people.
I understood what they were saying.
Right. And then,
I mean, Judo Masters saw it and they didn't take him over.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, Judo Master, he's like agreed with them. That's why he was like,
yeah. So I mean,
Judo Master, that guy. I'm surprised he didn't die.
But he's eating.
He's always eating his hot Cheetos. Like, what the heck? My guy got a problem. Like,
dude, I don't know how he stays like so in shape, man. Because every time he
work out like all the time.
When he's not eating hot Cheetos, he's working out.
He's definitely working out. Got to be, because he literally got shot in the stomach and then moved his lung to replace his heart.
Yeah, bro, that was crazy.
So
it's crazy.
Pretty crazy dude. Which I am surprised that, knowing James Gunn, his love of killing people off, I'm surprised he didn't kill Judo Master.
Dude. me and a couple of my buddies, we rewatched Suicide Squad the other night, and one of my buddies, Isaac, he had never seen it, and like the opening scene, everybody dies, and then the other team comes in, he's like, dude, he just killed off everybody. I was like, yeah.
Everybody's gone. That movie's great, though. Great movie.
Beautiful.
That's funny. All right, so let's think for a second, because, that pretty much wraps up the episode. Then we get, Harcourt, starting healing up a little bit, and she see her healing. Everybody, gets together as a team. So Economos, we see him go back to Belle Reve, right? Prison.
So I wonder why he went back there.
I guess he still needs a job, so...
Do you think he's loyal to Amanda Waller, or do you think he's just going back to
I think he's just going to work. I mean, he's just going to work. But I think that would have been a perfect season 2 tease, because if he was the way he was sitting, I thought he was about to raise up to a holding cell and it shows somebody cool, and that would have been dope. Imagine he sits down and he shows up and it's Harley Quinn, or if it's Bloodsport or something like that.
Amanda Waller trying to torture him or extract information about something he didn't want to tell.
It would have been so much better than just to. Not have anything.
A glimpse of another Suicide Squad member would. But I mean, I understand the filming issues. I don't think James Gunn maybe knew there's going to be season 2 before it came out. But
right. And then of course we had Adebayo coming out with her statements about what happened with the Task Force X against Amanda Waller.
Is that the first time we've seen in live action someone airing out Amanda Waller and what she truly does?
Yeah.
I haven't even seen it in animation, honestly.
No, yeah, that's what happened. So that was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Listen. I was so, and the thing too, that's her daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she realized. I mean, her daughter realized what she was doing was wrong. So she finally, came up.
Which is so cool, man. The whole thing of morality and Adebayo struggling throughout the whole show. But bro, I was like, yes. I hate Amanda Waller.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Expose that woman.
Not a fan. All right, so let's think for a second. So after what happened, what do we think? Let's get some theories of what we think could happen in a season 2.
Ooh. All right, so obviously, I think they're keeping the same cast.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't see any reason to change it. It worked the first time.
They'll probably add some more, characters.
I think the most likely scenario is, truly, if Amanda Waller's been aired out, is Task Force X still a thing?
Is maybe the return of Task Force X? Maybe it's their job to take down Task Force X, the idea of it in the government.
Maybe they're set in. I assume they'd be set into another similar situation. Yeah. Maybe my Amanda Waller, maybe not if she gets replaced due to all this controversy.
Right.
Maybe they're sent to clean up one of Task Force, X's failed missions.
That's possible.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And that way they can hit at another Suicide
after
Squad
starting
member.
off with an alien invasion type, they got to do something different.
What do you do?
I kind of would appreciate a street level Peacemaker show.
That would be cool.
I think it'd be kind of interesting not to worry about aliens and powers and stuff like that.
What about just maybe a B or a C list? Well, James Gunn loves the C list characters. Take a C list DC character, have him rule the streets. That would have the team send to wipe it out.
I think that would be great, and I think that would, I think I'd appreciate the show better. I feel like that works with Peacemaker more so than fighting aliens.
No, I agree, and that's why they had to inhabit human bodies, because it was kind of hard to relate to that whole thing. You know,
definitely.
But I agree. I think a street threat would be really cool.
Even though Goth lived.
Yeah. First of all, I thought that was very sus. I don't understand why.
I know, out of all the people they shot, when all the butterflies rise up, it's why just Goth?
Yeah, why just Goth? Well, I know that Peacemaker has history with him. He had him once before, but the cow's dead, so I guess
Goth will have to die eventually. So,
but it just doesn't make sense why he wouldn't kill him.
Well, originally I thought Goth was gonna enter Judo Master and take over him for a little bit and see what happened there, but no, that didn't happen. So I don't know. Odd.
Very odd, but yeah,
very odd.
I think season 2 will be promising.
I think season 2 it could be. It could definitely be a lot better.
Keep James Gunn for all the episodes.
I'm sure they will. Good. I'm sure they will. All right, so it's time for our little game.
Wait, let's rank the show first.
Oh, should we rate the show first and then have the? Let's do it after the game. We'll rate the show after the game. All right, so I guess I'll start us off. Why not? I'll start us off. So what we're gonna do is we're going to rank the 6 main characters, being Peacemaker, Vigilante, Harcourt, Myrn, Economos, and Adebayo. We're going to rank them based on likability. Yeah. And what we think from 6 to 1, and then we're going to tell you which ones that me and Nathan would probably actually hang out with. Would we hang out with them in IRL? All right, so number 6, I'll start us off. Now let me first start out in saying that at the beginning of the show, I didn't like any of these characters. Yeah. At the end, I like them all in a different way. But this is just based on who I like more than the rest. So starting off 6, I have to say Adebayo.
Yeah.
I mean, Adebayo, she's cool. she's very, dope and stuff. But at the same time, I feel like she was kind of, blind to her mom and then kind of a jerk at times and, in certain aspects. And compared to the rest of the characters, it's just, she wasn't
as interesting.
Right.
And listen, I have to agree because I also have Adebayo as my 6.
Yeah.
Out of all the character depth, I feel like Gunn really tried to give her a lot. But despite that and her, struggling with the themes of morality throughout, and struggling with her mom, I didn't think she was too interesting of a character.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like her, but I think, the other 5 are better.
I agree. All right, number 5, I have Economos. I love Economos. I think he's cool. I think he's, a great guy, but at the same time, he's kind of a pansy. And that kind of is why he's here. I mean, he just literally he almost abandoned the mission. Listen,
he did kill a gorilla with a chainsaw.
He did. And it does show that he does care about his team, later, but it also in the show shows that he would have abandoned them if he had the chance to, so.
I think he would have come back.
You think he probably would have?
Probably would have.
He continuously said, "I do not want to be here." So,
man, he's a guy in the chair. Homie's out there in the field now.
But I do like Economos and think he's pretty cool. And I was worried about his death, so I do like him a bit. So
number five, I'm going with Mern.
Okay, gotcha.
Mern was leading. At first, I was like, dude, he is so just bland, and stale, and there's just no depth to his character. Obviously, he was a butterfly, right? The whole time. So, of course, he didn't have that much emotions. However, he was hilarious, and his interactions with Peacemaker and Vigilante were top tier comedy. Because he's just getting pissed at it. So, and his death hit me so hard. It wasn't until then I was like, wow, I like that guy.
I definitely.
Mern's number 5.
I definitely agree. So, number 4, I have Peacemaker.
Really?
I do have Peacemaker.
Wow, that surprises me.
To me, at first, I hated Peacemaker. Suicide Squad, I hated him. First couple episodes, I did not like him.
Yeah.
And then as we started to get his story more and he started to get cooler and started to, understand his backstory a little bit more, I began to like him and relate to him. So that's why he's here, but he's still kind of 4 because he still killed Rick Flag. So
he still kind of killed Rick Flag.
So, got it.
All right. Well, here at my number 4, it's where all the characters are super similar.
Right.
So I'm going for Harcourt.
Okay.
Dude, I wasn't a huge fan of her earlier. Right. She's a stereotypical, really tough on the outside, tough upbringing, but then throughout the show you get to see, she's a great person.
Right.
She had a dope story. Really great character development between her and Peacemaker. And bro, she's a baddie.
It's
facts. Well, that's not why she's number 4.
That's not speaking facts.
That's why I have her. Well, no, that's not why I have her. She's just a dope character. That's why I have her at 4.
Oh, I got you. All right, so number 3, I have Mern. Mern is he's
at 3?
He has 3.
Oh wow, I wouldn't expect you to put Mern that high.
Oh yeah, he's high. So I enjoy Mern. Of course, when I found out these butterflies, he's bad, but then I was like, iPhones, it's got to be good.
Yeah, he has to be good.
And then I just started appreciating more when I found out he was a butterfly. He was actually trying to save the world that they were living in, that the butterflies were trying to take over.
Yeah,
and he abandoned the people he loved and knew probably.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sad and emotional, and I just really liked him, and I just began to enjoy him. And when he started to break down more as the season went on, and it was super sad when he died, and I was sad, and I just like him.
Yeah.
So I have him at 3.
Number three, I'm going with the man in the chair, Economos.
Got you.
I think it was really cool to see him in the show because it constantly forced him out of his comfort zone.
Right.
The dude is a genius with tech, but throughout the show, so much crap would happen that he'd be forced to be on the field doing the missions with them, and that's obviously not his strong suit. So seeing him overcome his fears, right, and step out of his comfort zone in order to help the team.
Right.
I thought that was a really cool theme because I'll struggle with that too, Seeing the Economos kill a gorilla or step in, and when he saved Peacemaker and Vigilante from Chris's dad, those scenes were cool because this Economos battling his inner fear. So I liked him.
Okay. I appreciate that. I think that's a good analysis. All right, so number 2, I have Vigilante. Vigilante, I think, is dope. I think he's hilarious, but he's also an idiot. That's why he's not 1, because he does some stupid stuff.
That's why he's funny.
He's funny. And he doesn't have any empathy, poor guy, except for if duct tape's involved.
That's hilarious. So
you
don't have empathy about murdering these people.
But of course, he's pretty much a carbon copy of Deadpool. I think one of the reasons is James Gunn wanted to try to do Deadpool, but he's like, just use the Vigilante instead. And he literally was the same mannerism. So
yeah,
I gotta like him for that, and I think he was cool. So he's number 2.
All right, okay. Number 2, I got the man Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Dude, I hated his guts in
Oh, yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Rick Flag was one of my favorite characters in that movie.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
He's great.
But the whole show was centered around his character development. Him going from, I'll do whatever it takes to keep peace. I will kill men, women, children, how many people it needs to keep the peace.
Right.
To go from that to, I don't want to kill people for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
Like him wanting to be the good guy. And the way James Gunn is able to take him from a hated character to a loved character is hard to do.
It is very difficult.
But he killed it. And John Cena, dude, he killed this role.
He did.
I know John Cena's not an amazing actor. I really don't think so. But he fit this role perfectly.
And he loved it. I mean, you know, every single time you see him in an interview, he's literally wearing the Peacemaker
Dude,
suit.
it's hilarious, bro. He's just walking around in it. So, listen, I love John Cena in this role. So, he's number 2 for me.
All right, appreciate it. Number 1, I have Harcourt. I really grew to love Harcourt.
I see what you're saying.
Not just because she's a baddie. Not just because she's a baddie, but because I just really liked her. And she was the only character, like, out of, you know, all of them, I was like, really did not want to die. And that's why, you know, I was crying when she was, I thought she was dead. And I really, you know, really related to her. And I was like, no. And I just thought she was super cool. And I love, you know, her character development in the end. She really did care about this team. And even though she was kind of like one of those people who kind of hold up her emotions, she like later on like realized, you know, these people were her friends. And that was cool to me. So I really like Harcourt.
Wow, that's a good analysis right there. Number one, I'm going with the man in the mask, Vigilante.
Yeah.
Bro, dude is one of the funniest dudes in the show I've seen recently.
Oh yeah, he's
like straight comedy.
Right.
Even when stuff would be forced, I would still be laughing.
Exactly.
He was written so uniquely and perfectly. I know James Gunn wanted to be similar to Deadpool,
right?
But the whole relationship with him and Peacemaker was absolutely perfect, and his comedy was needed because the show definitely had its darker moments and like
definitely
serious tones, and you just have a dude there like with no emotions, just like goofing off and like you first like started to love. Wow, I first started to love him when he like started sniping like Goff's family. Like, dude, he's like just like singing to himself, and, like, killing kids. But no, dude, he was hilarious, and he was a comic relief we needed. So,
all right, I got you. All right, so out of these characters, we'll back it up to number 6. So we both have 6. So Adebayo, would you hang out with Adebayo in real life?
I wouldn't go out of my way to hang out with her.
No. I mean, she's just not the type of person that I typically am around. You know, I feel like she's just not the person I would, you know, be with usually.
But if she was like at my party or something, I'd be like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? But
I'd chill, but
she wouldn't get an invite.
No. All right, so we both had different 5s. You had Mern, right?
I had Mern, yeah.
So let's start off. I'll say Mern too. So how about Mern?
Mern? Are we talking like pre-butterfly or post-butterfly?
I'm talking post-butterfly.
Pre-butterfly, no. Homie would kill me,
no,
bro.
Not pre-butterfly.
Homie would kill me. Post-butterfly, yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd hang out with him.
I'd have to be in a certain like mood to hang out with.
Yeah, like a serious mood. I feel like he'd be the type of guy like, I don't know, like what would we do?
he's resourceful,
right?
And I'd go to him for advice.
I think he's more like a fatherly kind of
father
friend
figure, yeah, versus like a buddy,
right? Kind of like a teacher, I guess.
Yeah,
would make more sense.
I agree, but yeah, I'd hang out with him.
All right, so how about like Economos? What do you think of Economos? I would hang out with Economos,
dude. I would get him to like erase all like my federal crimes I've committed.
Oh, definitely.
You know, like change my name, give me a new passport,
accuse people.
Bro, listen, he could do anything, dude. Of all these people, Akamos could probably help you out the most.
He could. And plus, he just seems like a chill dude I could, like, you know, load up with, like, Call of Duty with or, like, Fortnite with and, like, grinds, you know?
Exactly. Homie would be on until 2 a.m. grinding.
He definitely would.
I would 100% hang out with Akamos.
He's a vibe. All right, next up, let's talk about who was your number, 4?
4. I had Harcourt.
All right, so what are we thinking Harcourt?
Facts.
I would date Harcourt.
You would date Harcourt?
I would date Harcourt.
I would definitely go to the bar where they have a couple drinks. Not in a weird way, but I'd be like, what's up? You know what I'm saying?
Gotta love Harcourt.
But she's chill.
She's chill. Honestly, I would hang out with her friend too, you know?
And like when like some guys try to beat me up, she would save me. You know?
Yeah. She would definitely.
She would look out for me. She'd be very protective. So I'd hang out with Harcourt.
How about Peacemaker?
Dude, I 100% I'd hang out with
I don't think I'd hang out with Peacemaker.
I wouldn't go to his trailer, but I'd have him over. But he gotta bring Eagly.
You gotta bring Eagly.
Gotta bring Eagly.
Honorable mention to Eagly.
I want a hug, but I think he'd be cool.
I think he'd be cool, but at the same time, I just feel like, he just seems like a jerk. So a lot of times,
a road trip with him, I feel like would be the best.
It would be kind of
option.
cool. It would be kind of cool.
Just be him like blasting music, like having a good time.
Yeah, right.
For the homies.
Right. And if he gets close and he starts to care about you, he'd do anything for you. So,
I'd hang
a little
out
bit of
with him.
both, maybe. All right, Vigilante, finally. I don't think I would hang out with Vigilante.
We'll see. He has no empathy.
No, that's the thing.
So, unless, he just worships you like he does Peacemaker, I might be scared that he would just like
kill me
accidentally.
If I saw his face.
Yeah, or something like that.
Right.
But I want to say yes.
Right.
Because he's like my favorite in the show, but at the same time,
I don't think he'd be very good for my life. He wouldn't be a very good friend.
He would never be allowed like around my children.
No, definitely.
Like,
definitely not.
Never.
Definitely not.
Never. So I might just say probably not, and that really hurts me to say.
I got you.
That really does.
I got you. All right, so that wraps up our little game. So rating this show out of 10. Nathan, you want to start us off?
Are we doing like 0.5s? Can we do like 0.5?
However you want to do it, out of 10.
Dang, dude.
I got my number.
I can't see. Have I ever given something a 9 before? I don't think I've. Or maybe
you've given stuff 9s.
I have. What have I given a 9?
You gave Suicide Squad a 9. The Suicide Squad a 9.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go with. I'm going with a 9.
Oh wow!
I know I just said it, but I think it's on the same level, the exact same level as Suicide Squad.
Wow,
if not better.
Wow. Okay.
I think this is an absolute masterpiece, and it's one of my favorite shows I've seen in a hot minute.
Really,
James Gunn, his direction is beautiful. His usage of these like less known characters and bringing them to light is crazy. The character development, the themes throughout it,
right?
And there's not really like a bad episode. I know, like. There'll be some stuff people disagree on, but unlike some other shows, I think that every episode was generally like well made.
Okay,
and I think that's really rare to see.
All right, a little high for me,
dude. I know. Listen, I was thinking like an 8, but I truly think it's more worthy than an 8.
Okay,
so I think a 9 is fitting.
Wow, I'll give it a 6.
6,
a solid 6. I really didn't like it as a whole.
Yeah,
to be honest, like it just didn't. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of like darker shows anyway, like that. That kind of TV and made that's like so in your face.
Yeah.
That just not my cup of tea. So the action was great. I love the character development. It has some good elements. That's why it's a 6, not like a 4.
Gotcha.
And plus the finale was great. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
So
I put the respect on it.
Right. So that pretty much concludes Peacemaker. We are officially done with
Another season done.
We're super excited to bring you content. And I know what some of you guys might be wondering, like, what's in store in the future and Heroes in the Moment that we're kind of in a dead period? Well, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We got plans.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, let us know by giving us a review and a download.
Please.
We got a big announcement. So this Thursday, me and Michael, we're dropping an episode. Our top 10 most anticipated projects.
Yeah.
2022.
Hype.
So get hype. Listen. What's so funny?
I'll just go ahead and say, I got this text message, right?
Yeah.
That says, is this Betty from Long John's?
What? Bro, please say yes.
Dude, I should say yes.
Say yes.
Yesterday, I got this text that says, this is this dude. He's like, how's your leg? And I'm like, I should have said, it's fine.
I had to amputate.
I had to amputate. Anyway, that's my message.
Bro, that's hilarious. I love to go along. But
wrong number, my guy.
We're pointing back in. This Thursday in the AM, our top 10 most anticipated projects. So we're talking about Marvel shows, Marvel movies, DC shows, DC movies. So check that out.
Check it out. And we definitely appreciate it. And we want to thank you for listening. And as always, we love you 3000.